On the 11th and 12th of July, Stardom produced two new events at Shinkaba entitled Stardom New Summer. Please enjoy my review of both the shows. But before that, I want to give a shout out to Ptsan at the PT Gamer 55 on Twitter. Go give him a follow and support his work with the link in the description and on the screen. He will be doing the thumbnails for the main videos, which is going to be the reviews. I thank him for his kindness. Please go and support him. On to the shows. Welcome to Giulia's Summer Stumble, Stardom New Summer Review. We kick off, like Stardom is again, with unit promos as the card was unannounced. TCS first, and Ruaka once again looks completely unrecognisable. She has gotten taller as well, and her face and hair look completely different. Also, the bigger news, Jungle Kyona is back. She hasn't wrestled since the 24th of March, so this was her first match in nearly 4 months. Great to see her back. Queen's Quest say absolutely nothing of note, just look quite angry. Oedotai literally say nothing. Donna del Mondo speak next, and Himeka really fits in well with him and has good expressions. She fits in well with DDM. Suri has new attire and they all agree that it is cute and space-like. Finally, stars. Tam is still angry at Giulia for bruising her cute face. Mayu messes up a lot, as Mayu does, but stars are all training harder in the gym and getting stronger. Muscle and Sparkle are both up. Hanan is in her gear this time, but she wasn't on the show. And again, for some odd reason, no Itsuki Hoshino again. I'm not sure why she's not showing up for these events, but she was not here again. The opening match included 4 members of TCS, Rina and Deathyamasan taking on Konami and the returning Jungle Kyona. As I said earlier, so wonderful to see her back. Also, her red hair really suits her well. Death and Jungle begin the match with Death doing her usual shtick. She gets Jungle to join her but then attacks her. This does not go well for Death as Kyona hits a bunch of tackles and her falling splash. Rina and Death do eventually take control but not for very long. Kyona dominates before tagging in Konami. Rina tries to fight back and hits a body slam, and Death runs in with the hot tag. And this could be a contender for the worst hot tag in history, which is currently held by Billy Gunn. Put in the comments below who was worse. No, she does hit some moves on Kyona and Konami, including some sentons. Rina then enters, hits multiple STOs. She nearly pulls off an upset with a roll up and locks in the Hydrogena on Konami, but Konami gets the ropes. Kyona from behind with an awkward team move with Konami. Rina nearly steals a pin, but Konami kicks her head off and locks in the Triangle Lancer, and Rina taps out. I thought it was a solid opener and I mildly recommend this match. Kyona was a bit rusty as expected, she hasn't wrestled in 4 months, but she'll quickly get back to usual. And Rina surprised me with her improvement, she was really good in this match. After the match, TCS all point to the sky in memory of Hana Kimura, in a beautiful and somber moment. Yes sir. Match 2 featured Tam and Eida vs Utami and Sara Kamitani. Tam and Kamitani started, and there was some really excellent stuff here. These two worked really well together. Simple and beautifully executed. Utami and Eida in now, and they have a powerhouse hoss battle. Eida hits some nasty forearms on Utami, but gets destroyed by a shoulder block. Eida plays Gorilla in Peril. Utami has some beautiful body slams. Eida fights back with some drop kicks on Kamitani and tags in Tam, and Tam with some nice offense, including the Matrix RKO and the Scorpion kick with the Kawaii pin for a 2 count. Slugfest. Tam wins with the spin kick, but Kamitani does come back with a cartwheel kick. Utami comes in and powers through Tam, locks her in a chin lock, but Tam gets the ropes. She attempts the deadlift German suplex, but Tam holds onto the ropes. Big back suplex by Tam, and the hot tag is made to Saya Eida, and she comes in with a nice drop kick and some excellent chops, including the gorilla chop, and a beat to the chest. She then hits her nice back elbow for a 2 count, and then hits a mesmerizingly beautiful missile dropkick. Absolutely stunning. Eida and Utami have a nice sequence together, ending with Eida hitting a nice Northern Lights suplex, but it was broken up by Sara Kamitani. Utami absolutely kills Eida with a lariat, but Tam breaks up the pin at the last second. Utami and Kamitani, who I'm going to call the QQ Warriors from now on, with a nice double team, and then a deadlift German suplex by Utami with a perfect sell by Eida for the win. Wow. Yep, must watch match. Tam is an excellent wrestler, and Eida has come leaps and bounds, and her selling is perfect. She looked really good in this match. Utami and Kamitani are getting better, but they're still a tad awkward at points as their team is quite new, but they are much improved from Stardom is again. I love their double team finisher, so I'm happy that they're gelling a lot better. But yeah, definitely go out of your way to watch this match. This is a great match. Match 3. Poor Kiddo. Starlight Kid had to face the badass known as Suri. Yep, Suri just picks up Kiddo like she is absolutely nothing and just pops her in the corner. Kiddo doesn't back down though. She uses her speed to dodge a kick, and there's some really nice fast-paced stuff here as Kid dropkicks Suri out the ring and taunts her with a 619 and does a pose. Suri catches Kiddo and just drops her on the ground. She then just toys with Kiddo and hits a disgusting kick on Kid and continues to dominate. Suri kicks Kid's ass. Literally. Kid's selling this is really good, but she does eventually come back with a head scissors and a second time 619, and then hits her beautiful standing moonsault for a 2 count. Kid with Thor arms, but gets hit with a high knee and a pitch perfect DDT for a 2 count. Nasty armbar, but Kiddo gets the ropes. Kid hits a tilt-a-whirl DDT and slowly goes to the top rope, selling her injuries, and hits a crossbody. The adrenaline finally kicks in and she hits a fisherman suplex for 2. And then a swinging neckbreaker and a twisting splash, but can only get a 2 count. There's a nice sequence that follows, ending in a running knee by Suri for another near fall. Kid dodges and reverses for a bit, and we get a series of near falls. Kid runs the ropes, and she gets absolutely decked with a kick from Suri. She kicked Kid into next week, but Starlight Kid kicks out. Resilient Kid. Nasty gutbuster, and Kid sells it perfectly, and then the armbar locks in on Kiddo, and Kid taps out. Yep, this was a great match. Kid was absolutely brilliant here, and she is really good at getting beaten up. That is one of her best skills, is getting beaten up. Because you believe that, while she is getting beaten up and she's getting absolutely destroyed, you still believe she can come back. She can come back, and she shows that pretty well. Suri also proved why she is at the level that she is. I highly recommend this match. It was a great simple story of big versus small, and they're always one of my favourites. And it's really hard to fail at that sort of match type. Good stuff. The semi-final was Mayu Iwatani and Riho taking on Momo and Azumi. Azumi and Riho begin with some nice athletic stuff, and this is where Riho shines. Momo and Mayu come in, and there's some solid chain wrestling that follows. Mayu destroys Momo's back with a kick. She balances on Momo's back and instantly falls off. Typical Mayu. She does a silly dance on Momo's back and stomps on her. Ryu in with a Beal throw as Momo continues to get beaten up. Mayu and Ryo being very heelish in this match, which surprised me. Double submission on the QQ members, and Mayu with another devastating kick. After a drop kick by Riho, Momo finally hits a kick on Riho. Azumi in with some nice offense on both, including a run-up arm drag / head scissors. Back to Ryo and Azumi, and they exchange near falls. They exchange kicks and both sell it perfectly. Momo in, but Ryo hits a 619. And now Mayu in, and Momo takes control finally. A nice suplex for a 2 count. Ryo and Mayu hit a double drop kick. Mayu locks in a pretty poor sharpshooter. Not the worst I've seen, but not very good. Azumi breaks this up, but gets thrown out. Exchanges of dodges and kicks from Mayu and Momo. Azumi in, and she hits that amazing corner move, which I don't know what it's called. Armbar, but Mayu gets the ropes. So Azumi hits the top rope stomp, and then a head scissors to another armbar. She pulls back, but Ryo breaks it up. Mayu escapes a double team, and Mayu and Ryo hit Azumi with a double northern, followed by a Mayu kick. Splash from Mayu, but Momo breaks it. Mayu with a cool new submission, which is a modified Dragon Sleeper, for the win. So overall, it was a pretty good match. I don't think it was the best thing I've ever seen, and I still don't think Momo and Mayu have the best chemistry, and Ryo hasn't really impressed me in Stardom. However, Azumi was really good in this match. Overall, I'd mildly recommend. You know what? I'll recommend this match. It was a good match, but it was nothing great. Not as good as I expected it to be. Main event time: Donna del Mondo, Giulia, Himeka, and Maika against Oedotai, Natsu Sumire, Saki Kashima, and Natsuko Tora, Dogu's favourite. The leaders start, and it is actually some good stuff. Maika later locks in an armbar on Saki, but she gets the ropes. Saki then plays heel in peril. Many slams from Donna del Mondo. This is just too easy for them. Donna del Mondo continue beating Saki into oblivion. However, Saki does gain control when Oedotai decide to team up. Tora with a face wash kick, and Sumire uses her whip on Giulia. Nice selling of the arm by Giulia when Natsu slide kicks it. Middle fingers to Donna del Mondo as Oedotai continue to take control. Saki tosses Giulia around the ring before tagging in Tora. She throws the chain in the middle of the ring, and while Natsu distracts the ref, she slams Giulia on the chain for a 2 count. Giulia getting destroyed here, which is unlike her. Head scissors locked in by Natsu as she teases her in the way only Natsu Sumire can. Giulia grabs Natsu's hair to break out. A slugfest follows. Suri wins with some nice straight boots to Giulia. Crotch attack in the corner. Misses as Giulia hits a big boot. Himeka in, and she destroys Oedotai. They try to team up on Himeka. Oh, yeah, it doesn't work. Himeka with a double torture rack. Yep, you heard me right, a double torture rack. But the dastardly, annoying Natsuko Tora breaks it up. But Himeka instantly regains control because it's Himeka. Nice running knee to Sumire for a near fall. Roll up by Sumire as she looks for the upset, but only gets a 2 count, but she hits a big boot. Crotch attack connects this time, but Himeka grabs her and tries to powerbomb. Natsu escapes, but gets hit with a clothesline. Sumire returns with a future shock DDT, which was really impressive. I hope she uses that more. Tag to Maika and Tora, and we go to a stalemate. Tora goes to the eyes, but Maika locks in an armbar. Nasty arm submissions by Maika, and I love it. Maika's really good in this. Tora finally gets the ropes, and we get a nice back and forth, ending in Tora hitting a spear. In comes Saki. Her offense doesn't last long, however, as Maiko just judo throws her around for a 2 count. Giulia back in. She gets beaten up again as Oedotai work well together. Giulia fights back and locks in an STF on Saki, and then chaos ensues. Giulia and Oedotai left in the ring. Train of attacks on Giulia, slammed by Tora, stomped by Saki for a 2 count. A nice facebuster suplex by Saki, but Giulia barely kicks out. My emblem is reversed as Donna del Mondo return. Saito suplex for 2 by Giulia, and then we get some miscommunication by Oedotai as Tora clotheslines Saki. DDM with a double chokeslam, and then a gutbuster on Saki, but Giulia ain't done there. Falcon arrow, 1, 2, kick out. No matter. Giulia goes for the glorious driver to obviously win, but Saki reverses to the revival to win. In a shock upset. Giulia is incensed. Big win for Saki. Giulia grabs the ref as this is her first clean loss in Stardom. Donna del Mondo have to pull her off the ref and hold her back. Really great character work from Giulia here. Post-match, Saki mocks Giulia with the love thing. She then mocks Giulia for losing to a bean sprout. Giulia tries to get at her, but is pulled back by her teammates, and Sumire pours water over her. Oedotai challenged Donna del Mondo for the Artist of Stardom belts. Saki slaps Giulia, and Oedotai walk off as Giulia is seething. Giulia calls Oedotai old hags. Suri tries to calm Giulia, and Giulia is pissed. Suri's voice cracks at the end of the show when they close it, which made me laugh. So where do I begin? First off, Himeka continues to massively impress, and Giulia was freaking excellent in this. Her selling and her facials were great. This is another must-watch match. Absolutely terrific main event. DDM work awesomely together, and Oedotai are much better as a team than they are solo. Also, Natsu Sumire, so it's Natsu Sumire. Overall, night 1 was a pretty good show. 2 must-watch matches, and nothing really to skip, so good stuff. MVP of the night goes to Giulia, but shout out to Eida, Tam and Rina. Giulia was terrific in this, and she really went up a couple of rungs in my opinion. Match of the night goes to Tam and Eida versus Utami and Kamitani. Definitely go watch it after the end of this video. Amazing from all 4. On to night 2. Pretty much promos as usual. Donna del Mondo here, bar Suri. Himeka calls yesterday a fluke. Giulia and Micah are confused. Himeka says they lost yesterday. Giulia claims, however, that no defeat took place. Although Himeka places the blame on Giulia. Dissensions is in the ranks already. Queen's Quest are next, nothing interesting as usual. TCS, Ruaka looks completely different again. I'm convinced she is a clone. Kiona is fanning them with a towel as it is a hot day. They all say Tokyo Cyber Squad except for Konami, who says Jungle Kiona, so Kiona hits her on the head in jest. I love TCS. Oedotai don't like stars. Also, Natsu Sumire. Stars next. Sparkling. Kid is sick of losing. Tam has not been feeling well because Giulia has hurt her cute face. Mayu wants a red belt challenger. They are stars, but Mayu says Stardom in typical Mayu fashion. Yuri Kozakai is back. Life is good again. Always nice to see her back ring announcing. She is one of the best at it. The opening match was Hina versus Rina. Sisters explode. Opening chain wrestling, and then Rina takes control with some Beal throws. Slam, and then Rina comes back with some judo throws. We then enter a slugfest. Rina locks in the Hydragena, but Hina turns it into a roll-up for a 2 count. Hina then escapes an STO and nearly steals a pin. Rina then with a near fall, and Hina with another pin combo for the win. Rina grabs the ref and is not happy. We're going to get a rematch at Kurikan Hall. Overall, mess stuff. Nothing of real note. You can skip this one. I mean, it was fine, but it was just 2 rookies having a match. Decent stuff. Match 2 is Jungle Kiona versus the gorilla Saya Eida. A gorilla in the jungle. A gorilla in its natural habitat. Some really good mat wrestling begins it, and Eida escapes a move by rolling out, but dizzies herself in the process. She manages to hit her chops though, but Kiona hits one, knocking Eida down. Kiona then beals Eida and works over Eida's back. Slugfest as Eida proves she is the best seller in Stardom. Eida comes back with a drop kick and hits the chops again and includes the gorilla chop, and Eida has Eida'd up with the gorilla beating of the chest. Eida tries a sunset flip from the top rope but to no avail. She pulls Kiona down and hits a missile drop kick. Northern Lights suplex for 2, and Eida hits forearms, but Kiona comes back with a sick forearm shot. Eida is down. Boston Crab is locked in, but Eida manages to fight her way to the ropes. Clotheslines by Kiona for 2, and then a nice sequence follows, but Kiona hits a clothesline, body slam, and a top rope splash with excellent precision for the win. Respect is shown after the match. This was a very good match. They worked well together and it got really good down the stretch. Kiona seems to have shaken off her ring rust and she was really good here, and Eida's an excellent seller. Really good stuff from these two, recommended. Match 3 saw a 3-way between Mayu Iwatani, Konami and Momo Watanabe. Mayu throws her armband or wristband accidentally in the ring to Konami. Only Mayu would do that. Konami stomps on it. She gives it to Yuri, that being Mayu, who seems happy with the present. Momo and Konami show that they want the red belt as they all begin throwing shots at each other. Momo and Konami team up on Mayu, but Mayu manages to take over. Nice, quick, three-way action follows. Konami does take over and hits a suplex on Momo while also having Mayu in a submission at the same time. Mayu's selling is absolutely on point as Konami slowly dissects her and destroys her. Chinlock on Mayu, but Momo comes in and puts Konami in a sleeper hold. Konami rolls it into an armbar, but Momo manages to escape. And then Momo and Konami just kick the absolute crap out of each other, and it is beautiful to see. Mayu breaks it up, however, and hits a nice dropkick on Momo, followed by a stunning Northern Light suplex with a Mitsuru Kono level bridge. Momo comes back with dropkicks, and then Momo dissects Mayu. Konami back in, and Mayu regains control. Big dive to the outside. Top rope stomps on both. Mayu falls on her face twice, as only Mayu would. Mayu then tries a double tiger suplex, but Konami hits a double German suplex instead. Armbar broken by a Momo Meteora, and then a Meteora on Mayu for 2. A top rope Meteora on Mayu, but the pin is broken by Konami. Peach Sunrise is reversed into the crucifix by Mayu for a close near fall, and then the tombstone. Mayu looks for the tombstone, but Konami kicks Mayu, which makes Mayu hit the tombstone. That was a really cool spot there. Chinlock, which Mayu sells well, and then the Chinlock German suplex, Sugoi. Armbar again. Mayu gets the ropes. Konami stomps on Mayu a lot and hits a nasty kick, but Momo hits a back suplex, and all are down. Loads of German suplexes once they all get back up, and Momo with a Peach Sunrise on Mayu, but Konami breaks the pinfall. Konami tries to lock in the Lancer on Momo, but time goes, and we go to a time limit draw. Post-match, Mayu wants a title shot. Wait, no, she wants to defend her belt. Mayu being Mayu. She has only one person she wants to face, that being Jungle Kyona. They set up a match for the red belt in Jungle's hometown of Nagoya on July 24th. Jungle will be at her best on that date, she says. Kyona doesn't want people to think this title shot is just all about sympathy. She knows she can win the title. So there you go, match of the year has been announced. Kyona versus Mayu for the red belt on July 24th. Yeah, this triple threat was awesome, and you knew it would be. Konami was in the bulk of the match, which helped with the lack of the Momo-Mayu chemistry, which is still there, but it's growing slightly. This is a must-watch match. Excellent stuff, and Konami really shined. Match 4 saw a 6-woman tag as Oedotai, Natsu Sumire, Saki Kashima and Natsuko Tora took on Queen's Quest, Azumi, and who I'm going to call the QQ Warriors in Utami Hayashishita and Sara Kamitani. Tora and Utami begin the match. Strength battle to begin, and I quickly realised how muscly Utami is, and I didn't realise it before. Azumi and Sumire in to pick up the pace. Atomic drops to Azumi and Kamitani, but Utami blocks it, so Sumire drop toe holds her and leg drops her crotch. Azumi gets kicked a lot in the face, and then plays Queen in peril, as Oedotai do their usual stuff. Whip to Azumi, but Azumi fights back with some high speed offense. We then get a tag to Utami, and she has some good back and forth action with Natsu Sumire. Crotch attack to Utami. Saki in with a top rope bulldog for a 2, and then nice head scissors and a big boot. Utami hits a judo throw to come back and tags in Kamitani. Tora comes in and falls over herself before beating up Kamitani. QQ all hit offense on Tora, and then Kamitani with a cartwheel kick for a 2 count. The Muto lock is quickly broken up, and then we get a slugfest, but Oedotai take control. Splash by Natsuko Tora, but the pin is broken. Now it's Tora's time to get beaten up by Queen's Quest. Kamitani hits a Pele kick and a missile drop kick, but Sumire comes in with a chain to give to Tora, while also distracting the ref. Kamitani does a backflip sell on Tora's clothesline with the chain, and Tora hits her slam finish for a 3 count. But the chain is ridiculously noisy, so it's quite ridiculous that the ref doesn't hear it, but hey, it's wrestling, isn't it? So this was a match. Oedotai are fine, but Kamitani seems to be stagnating in the ring, for me. She still seems a bit awkward at times, but I'm sure she'll get there eventually. Utami was really good in this, as she usually is. Mild, and I really do mean mild recommendation. It was fine. The main event was Donna del Mondo, Giulia, Himeka and Maika taking on Stars represented by Tam Nakano, Riho and Starlight Kid. Ryo and Himeka start. Poor Riho. Himeka obviously overpowers her, but Ryo uses her speed to cause a stalemate. Maika and Kito in with some nice action, but Stars take control with team offense. Maika eventually does take over control, and Donna del Mondo beat up Kito. Kito dodges a stomp twice from Himeka, but fails to dodge the third, and Donna del Mondo continue the beatdown. Kid does fight back and tag in Riho, who does some nice offense. Maika with a judo throw, however, and tags in Himeka, who squashes Riho in the corner. Riho hits a stomp and tags in Tam. Tam and Himeka work well together, and we get the Matrix RKO, which is an absolute beauty. Giulia is in now, and here we go. Giulia toys with Tam and taunts her, and then they face off and throw stiff shots at each other. Giulia with some nasty boots, bruising Tam's cute face even further. More good back and forth action between the two, and both their selling is on point, and Tam is peeved off, and her kicks are showing it. The Matrix into the pin, and I love that move as well. Anything with the Matrix looks good. Double down, and Tam does the best sell of the show when they both kick each other. They crawl to each other and raise up, and Tam hits a spin kick and kicks Giulia a few more times while she's down. Tag to Kito, who starts toying with Giulia. Nice confidence by Kito, and her offense looks sweet. 619 connects, but Giulia comes back with a DDT, and then locks in a modified STF, but Kito manages to get the ropes. Giulia to the top rope, but Tam stops her and pulls her down. Knee by Riho and a twisting smash by Kito for a 2 count. Stars all go to the top with simultaneous crossbodies. Donna del Mondo hit a double chokeslam on Kito, which looked sugoi. Boot to Kito for a 2 count. An absolute beauty of a Falcon Arrow, but Tam breaks the pin. Kito tries to steal one on Giulia, but gets a back suplex for her troubles. Glorious Driver connects for a 3 count. Post-match, Giulia calls Tam so damn irritating, and that Tam is the one woman in the universe who won't fall in line. She then mocks her for her cooking videos on Twitter, and then says that she wants the white belt as she won the Cinderella tournament, so she deserves it. Tam calls herself crazy, and says that Giulia is worried about Tam. Giulia slaps Tam, so Tam calls her a bitch. Tam will never forget the bruises Giulia put on the cutest face in the universe. Makito exists, Tam. But well, Tam made a promise to Arisa Hoshiki, her Dreamshine tag team partner, that she would win the white belt. We then get Natsuko Tora arriving, who fights with Tam, and she wants a title shot also because her title shots got cancelled in February and March. A 3-way is then decided, but here comes Konami. Konami weasels her way into the match as she wants a 4-way tournament, which the crowd loves. And because the crowd loves it, it means it's what we're going to get. Tora and Giulia begin fighting each other, and I love Giulia. Giulia is undefeated, despite what the other members of Donna del Mondo say, and she hits him over the head for saying that she lost. The post-match was excellent stuff between all four, and a tournament is a good idea, and it should bring us 3 great matches. This match itself was great also. Kito and Maika really stood out for me, and Himeka continues to impress. But this match was all about Tam and Giulia. Highly recommend it. Overall, this show was not as good as night 1, but it was still good stuff. MVP of the night goes to a tie between Tam Nakano and Giulia, because their section in the main event was absolutely brutal, intense, and you could feel the hatred from both of them. Match of night 2 goes to the 3-way between Konami, Mayu and Momo. Terrific match that you should definitely go out of your way to watch. On both shows, Giulia to me is the MVP of both shows, and the match I enjoyed the most was Tam and Eida versus Utami and Kamitani, followed by the 3-way. Thank you for listening to the Decent Wrestling Show, and check out my designer Ptsan in the link below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Don't touch touch my apple juice. Don't touch my apple juice. Don't, baby!